Hi guys, hope you're doing well in this course and welcome to this new section. In this section we are going to focus solely on the puppet tool and whatever comes with it and create some distortion and animation with puppets, that is PNG or JPEG images if you like, or PSD images, but it doesn't work on shape and text layers. So actually this is animation on certain figures that you can bring inside After Effects. I changed the look of the workspace here and I'm using now the animation with some change, the workspace animation with some changes. The changes I've done, I want to see all the composition here from top to bottom. The timeline, we need to see it very big. And I have the menu here that has changed. We have preview, smoother, wiggler, and motion sketch, and we are going to use them, all of them, in this course. You can download your project file, and inside you will find alien.png. I'm going to click on it and go create a new composition with it. So this is the file itself. The image is very big. Let's make it a bit smaller. Okay, that will work. Now I'm on transparency to show you that the image has no background. It's transparent. If I remove transparency, the color here is the color of the composition itself. And we are going to see how the puppet is going to function with this image. Fine. Now there is something very important. The puppet tool here operates on what we call the alpha channel. What is an alpha channel? If you come to your small button here, you say show channel and color management settings. You can click on it and you have red, green, blue, alpha. Of course, this button has a lot of functions in After Effects. But for now, I'm going to minimize the explanation just about to demonstrate for you the alpha channel. If I click on red, I will see the red line here telling me I'm looking at red. And with the grayscaling here, I know that I have a lot of red here, too much red here, and somehow some red around in the white area. If I go to blue or green, I will see that I have more green in this area than it was in red, and here less green and lots of green and so on. So it determines by grayscaling how much green you have. And you can go to blue. You notice we have a lot of blue. If we go to the alpha channel, and this is where our interest, it changes completely. All the black means it's transparent, and the white one means you have color. And this is the white area is the area we are going to work with, and it's going to be distorted, and we use pins on it. The transparent area will not be touched, and After Effects will not take it in consideration. Now, if you imported your own image and you see it as a rectangle or a block with white, it will not be very feasible to animate a character, but you can distort the whole image. Fine, let's go back to normal. That is RGB. Let's go ahead and start creating some pins. I will select the shape layer here and click on the puppet pin tool, long click, and I will see I have puppet pin tool, puppet overlap tool, and the puppet start tool. We are going to go through the three of them, but for now let's go to puppet pin tool. Now you notice the mouse has changed into a pin itself. So I will come and add a pin just on top of his head here. Now a pin has been created, is the yellow dot, and a whole mesh has been created. In the toolbar here you see mesh, and it says show here and don't show, and you have the expansion, I will explain that, and the number of triangles. The second changes here, you have an effect that has been created, and it's the puppet effect. Inside there is the mesh, and inside the mesh there is the number of triangle and the expansion, same as here. And there is deform, and deform has a puppet pin, and the puppet pin here is already keyframed. That's my only puppet pin I have here. Now if I move here the position, the puppet pin will move, and in that case, because I have just one pin, it will move the whole character for me. I will reset that. So when you reset, it will only reset the positions of the puppet pins, not everything else. Cool. So now I have one pin, and if I point to the pin, you will notice that it has become, the mouse has become like a move. If I click, I can move it around. Of course, the whole layer or the whole shape is moving because I have only one pin. I will reset it again. Now what's the mesh for? The mesh will determine the deformations. This is how it's going to be deformed. Thinner the mesh is, or more triangles you have in the mesh, better the deformation are, and of course it will eat up on the processing time. less you will have, more coarse deformation. And that's it. That's basically it. Now you notice here that the mesh is extending just 5 pixels. You can increase that and the mesh will extend much more, but now everything is becoming just one block. Let's put back at 5 here. It's okay. So that's a simple explanation about the mesh. We will see how it's gonna work. Now let's go back to 100% of it and create another pin. Now this is where the fun starts. If I take the first pin, click on it and move it, you notice that there are some deformations happening, but the second pin is like an anchor, is not moving at all. That's pretty cool, because I would like to move the head, but I don't want to move the feet, and it will determine the deformation. Now, in general rule, when you move one single pin, all the other pins will not move and will act as anchors. Let's add another pin on the leg. And then if you move the first pin on top, you notice the 2 bottom pins are not moving. That's pretty important to notice, and it will determine how you will distort. You see, the yellow one is the original position. If you reset, it will reset the position and there is no more yellow one appearing. Let's add a pin on bottom of his neck here, and now it's like we anchored here. So if I move this one, of course everything else is gonna move also or be distorted, but mainly this pin will act as an anchor for the head. Let's reset again. Fine. So we can add our pins wherever we want it to move. Cool. If I add a pin here, then it will move more logically where the hand is moving and the body is not moving so much. I'll add another pin here and one on the shoulder, then I can move the other hand. Now it's wise to add some pin on the torso down, so when we move the legs, it's only one leg that is moving. Of course you can do more. You can add a pin on the tip of the leg and just distort the leg. Nice distortion sometimes. I will cancel the last one. Okay, now we have all our pins in place and we are ready to do some animation. We will do that in the next lecture.